Sorry, PlayStation 4, and even Xbox One for that matter, I don't think you guys are going to be getting Grand Theft Auto 6. We'll be talking about that and a whole lot more in this video today. So let me know in those comments down below, are you still playing on a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One? And honestly, I don't blame you, because at least if you're a Rockstar Games fan, you really have no reason to kind of make the switch. You still have access to GTA 5 and all the Grand Theft Auto Online updates. You can still play Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, so you don't really have a necessary need. It's not like Rockstar have moved on from those platforms, but for Grand Theft Auto 6, I have a big feeling. And even though Rockstar hasn't talked about the game yet, I mean, we don't even have a logo, we don't even have a name, we don't even know what platforms it's going to be on, but I think it's pretty obvious that it will not be for those systems. And one of the things that kind of makes that obvious is the things that Rockstar are hiring for. So this is just one example right here. This is actually for a job in Rockstar Toronto. It's an animation systems programmer. This is what they have to say. Rockstar is currently seeking an animation systems programmer with an interest in optimization and GPU compute. We are looking for a talented engineer to help us develop advanced facial performance capture animation and rigging technology for our character-based games. You should have strong initiative, a detailed knowledge of animation techniques, as well as an interest in realistic, high-quality facial performance. This is a full-time permanent position based out of Rockstar's unique game development studio in Oakville, Ontario. And one of the things they say under what we do is this: we are a global team of programmers and researchers who collaborate on pushing the boundaries of character animation on next-generation hardware. And what I believe they're talking about here in this description for this job is they're referring to the PlayStation 5, its upcoming Slim and Pro editions, and then, of course, the Xbox Series X and S and whatever Slim and Pro editions they happen to have as well. So I think it's obvious, but for right now, because Rockstar have not come out with anything official, I think it's pretty clear that the game is not going to be for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, thankfully, a little bit of good news. If you aren't playing on the newer systems, you still obviously have time to get them. GTA 6 is not going to be here for some time. And I can understand why some people might not have made the switch. I remember during the pandemic, during COVID, there was a lot of issues getting those systems, supply chain problems and whatnot. Those seem to have all been ironed out by now. I think you can typically go to any store, grab one, or get them off online too. So just something to think about right there. But it looks like for sure the game is not going to be coming out on PS4 or Xbox One. Now, other than gamers, the world is starting to talk about GTA 6. I saw this article on investing.com. Take-Two's GTA 6 a likely winner, says HSBC. So HSBC is a British universal bank and also a financial services group, and they were talking about why it's good to invest in Take-Two Interactive for the long term. So they went on to say that HSBC analysts said that its much anticipated GTA 6 game is a likely winner, focusing on Take-Two Interactive. Going on to say, with GTA 5 sales at over 180 million copies, we see significant potential upside to our conservative forecast of 30 million copies in year one and 110 million copies through fiscal year 30 end, and expect the title to prove more lucrative than its predecessor given the growth of in-game monetization since, the analyst writes. So unfortunately, that means more things like GTA Plus and Shark Cards, but the good news here is they expect Grand Theft Auto 6 to be a monster, selling more copies than GTA 5 did and more copies over time than GTA 5 did. And for what this means for fans of GTA, it just means Rockstar is going to continue to support the title, which is really all we can ask for. And with all the conversation surrounding Take-Two Interactive, remember that their earnings call is happening in just a few short weeks. That's going to be occurring on August 8th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's kind of a date we've circled on the calendar and said, you know what? There could be some Rockstar news said on or around that date. So that's just something we'll kind of have to keep in mind and something that we're going to have to monitor as well. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this video today was some discussion going on around how much the story of Bonnie and Clyde is going to impact the story of Grand Theft Auto 6? Is it going to be identical to Bonnie and Clyde, how in the end we know what happens to them? And so the discussion was going on with someone saying Vice City was inspired by Miami Vice and Scarface, but how much did that directly influence the game? Same with San Andreas and Boys in the Hood, and GTA 3 with so many mob movies. And TezFunds2 chimed in, same with Grand Theft Auto 5's Heat-inspired heist. You don't get into a staring contest with the security guard at the end where you eventually shoot him. So basically what he's saying here is Rockstar get inspired by various pop culture references, TV shows, and movies, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a direct one-for-one copy. So even though we know the story is based off of Bonnie and Clyde, it's not going to necessarily end the same way or have exactly all the same twists and turns that their story did. It might be inspired by it, but it might not have the exact same path. So just keep that in mind. I've heard some discussion recently like, oh, why would I even play Grand Theft Auto 6? I already know how the game is going to end. It's going to feature Jason and Lucia both dying, just like Bonnie and Clyde. That might not necessarily be the case. Now, the last bit of discussion I want to dive into today is, could you get Grand Theft Auto 6 early? And would that actually be possible? Well, a brand new video game is doing that, Payday 3. I don't understand the entire concept of it, but essentially if you do something, you get access to the game early, and TezFunds2 chimed in on how that could work. He said, I forgot you can serve jail time in Red Dead Redemption 2, so imagine Rockstar does that marketing move, but instead of playing the game early, they invite you to see Jason and Lucia in jail for the equivalent of what you served. Do time to serve more time, but in-game though. That could be a cool concept. Knowing Rockstar though, they're not going to give out copies of the game early, no matter what you might do. So unfortunately, I think everyone's just going to have to get their hands on the game at the same time, whenever that might be. 2024, 2025, hopefully not any longer than that. My goodness, that already makes me feel old. But let me know what you guys think in those comments down below on everything we discussed in this video today. Do you think GTA 6 is going to be arriving on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, or do you think it's only going to be a current generation console game, PlayStation 5, and then the new Xbox Series X and S? And what do you think the ending of Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be like too? Do you think it'll be directly inspired by Bonnie and Clyde, where we do see the death of both of our main characters, or possibly even one of them? Or do you think Rockstar will go in an entirely different direction? Let me know what you think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there, or of course, if you'd like to add more, you can reach out to me on my Facebook page, where as always, you can send messages, photos, and of course, videos if you'd like. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.